Pardon? Okay. I will call this meeting to order. We will start out with Pledge of Allegiance. Hey, Director Grassa, would you like to lead us today?
Well, I sure will.
Thank you.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag
flag
of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Director Sewell?
Here.
Vice President Martin?
Here.
Director Grasha?
Here.
Director Duncan?
He's here.
I know, I
He's
see
on
him.
mute.
And President Wright?
Here.
Thank you, we have quorum.
Thank you. Mr. Pinckney, rules of procedure.
Yes, according to the rules of procedure adopted by the board, all noticed meetings of the board are conducted using Rosenberg's Rules of Order as a procedural guideline. The director should refrain from responding directly to public comments at meetings of the board. The president of the board presides at all meetings and decides all points of order and procedure during meetings. The president is responsible for maintenance of order and decorum at all board meetings. No person should be allowed to speak who has not first been recognized by the president. All questions and remarks should be addressed to the president as the presiding officer. No member of the board should speak more than once upon any one subject until every other member of the board wishing to speak on the subject shall have been given the opportunity to speak. No board member shall interfere with the orderly progress of a board meeting. In order to ensure the orderly progress of board meetings, the board president regulates the amount of time to be dedicated to a particular agenda item.
Thank you. I'm going to do the invocation. We ask the Heavenly Father in thy infinite wisdom to guide the members of this board in such a way that all their thoughts, endeavors, and decisions will be made for the betterment of the entire community. We also beseech thee to protect our country and our people from all conflicts, both foreign and domestic. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Public input. So we don't have anybody today for public input. So
That
we
is
will move
correct.
on to human resources report and the employee recognitions, which we mentioned on, let's see, where am I at here? We mentioned on Thursday, we have Arturo with 10 years, and we have Lorenzo with 4 years. And Arturo from our finance department has just got a master's in business administration and with a concentration on accounting. Congratulations, Arturo. Arden, I know we talked about this. Do you have anything else to say on, or did I even ask you?
No, I don't. I want to extend my thanks to Arturo. 10 years. Wow, that's amazing. And done a great job for us in keeping the numbers all square. And as you can see, we've got a good audit this year. Lorenzo, I can't believe actually 4 years. That's amazing. It just seems like it was yesterday, I guess. Well, time flies. I think it goes faster when you get older. And then Arturo, I also want to congratulate you on getting a master's in business administration. My compliments. And I wish you the best. So thank you for all the good years. You're part of the team along with Lorenzo that make this place a great district. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. COVID-19, we had a great report on Thursday. Anything else on that one?
I asked Tina this morning, and actually the numbers have fallen off a little bit from the peak where it was 170, but unfortunately it was for reasons that I feel a little weird about saying, but it's mainly people have been passing on. I think this week it was somewhere between 10 and 15, closer to 15. So, but they haven't seen, and there have been a few new ones that have come in, but the numbers seem to be stabilizing. I do believe they still expect that the peak will occur next week or the week after. And we can only hope that it starts to decline. I think we'll see many people getting the vaccine here in the future. I know I got a notice, for those of you who are using Eisenhower, I got a notice through my chart that they would orchestrate the vaccine distribution and would contact me sometime towards the end of this month. So next week, or this week or next week, we should hear from them. Otherwise, there are places throughout town that are offering the vaccine. Unfortunately, if your phone isn't picked up within the first 10 to 20 minutes, most all of the times are taken up. So you're going to have to wait a few days to call again. And that's the only update I can think of. We're fine at the district. So
Okay.
we still have people that were exposed, so we're keeping them isolated and being real careful and moving forward, being an essential business and getting out there and facing these people, fixing the water system so that they can have a safe and reliable water supply continues. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Item number 3, appointments to the board standing committee. On Thursday, I'll read it again. And then if you guys have any concerns, let me know. Okay, the executive committee would be Wright and Martin. The engineering committee would be Grasha and Sewell. Finance would be Martin and Grasha. Human relations would be Duncan and Wright. And public affairs would be Sewell and Duncan. Does anybody have any issues with that? Okay, if not, then that's what it is. So I guess I just appoint him. You don't need a vote on that one. Okay, so that's done. So now the affiliate list. Anybody have any comments, additions, subtractions to the affiliations listing or changes?
If I might, I think this is where I have my concern I brought up last year, and of course it was shut down. I expect it to be again, but I'll bring it up again. I think that every director on this board has an obligation to keep up with what's going on at our neighboring agencies, certainly with our GSA, and anyone that has an interest in water management throughout the entire watershed should be reimbursed for his time or her time in keeping up with these other agencies and the business that affects us so dramatically here at the Mission Springs Water District. And I would once again ask that this board consider adding all directors as to the affiliation of, I guess, Desert Water and CVWD.
Okay, thank you for your comment. As far as it goes, I think we've just one person anybody can go to these meetings. It's anything they want if they want to keep up on what's going on. But we do have one person that we pay so that we have some continuity on who's there. Anyway, I don't know, we'll talk about that later. We can't talk about that now. So as far as that goes, as far as the money goes, I don't hear any other. Okay, anybody else? Director Sewell, do you have any comments on the affiliations listing?
No, I'm fine with how it is. Thank you.
Okay, Director Martin, Director Duncan, I'm looking at you and I'm calling you Martin.
I've been called worse. No.
No, Vice President Martin?
No, I think it's fine as it is.
Okay, I don't think I had any changes here. No, I didn't. I think it was all okay. So we'll just leave it as is right now. I don't have any changes either. Okay, item number 5.
President Wright,
Revision, yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
sorry,
ma'am.
you need to assign your 2021 designees.
Oh, I was just gonna leave them the same, I think.
The same as last year. Okay,
Yes. Yeah, we'll just
So
leave them all
everything
the same
right.
for now.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, number 5, revision to Mission Springs Water District personnel rules and regulations. I guess that was Brian last time, right? Or Arden?
Yeah, no, well, that's fine. Brian does have a comment to make, but just, this is a very minor change. JP explained it to you. All just reference to the water code and all appropriate. So Brian, did you want to comment?
Yes, I can. In your packet, it included the July 2020 handbook, and we updated that in December. So the proper document would have been the January 2020 that was adopted in December. Same changes. The resolution doesn't have to change. The wording is appropriate for making the change to Rule 1A1. I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that when they see the next document, it is going to have January 2021 across the bottom. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Anybody, okay, Ivan, do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
And Director Grasha,
No questions, thank you.
Director Duncan? No? Vice President Martin? Okay, thank you. We have item number 6. We did that on Thursday. Laurel, our lobbyist from Washington, D.C. was with us.
Sorry,
So
Madam
I
President.
need to vote, pardon?
Madam President, we need to approve the resolution
Yes, I know.
for
Thank
the
you.
employee manual.
Oh, we do? Okay, sorry. I'm okay. I keep thinking I'm at Thursday. Okay, I will entertain a motion to adopt the resolution number 2021-01, providing for revision of Mission Springs Water District personnel rules and regulations.
So moved.
I'll second. I'll second it.
Okay, I have Ivan and Randy. Roll call vote, please.
Director Sewell,
Yes.
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Grasha,
Yes,
Director Duncan,
Yes.
President Wright.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, number 6, federal advocacy services. So it's recommended it's recommended to authorize the general manager to execute an agreement for services with Carpy and Clay Government Relations to the amount of $4,000 per month for the term of February 1, 2021 to January 31st, 2022. Okay, Arden, do you have anything else to say about that one?
No, I thought that the presentation was interesting as usual, and you know, we've had a lot of success with Laura, and we've worked with her for 14 years now. This will be the 15th year. So,
Okay, I'll entertain that motion.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
I have a comment.
Oh, did I not ask you? Okay, sorry.
Like many contractual relationships within an agency such as this, sometimes it's good to spread your feelers out and get an idea of who might be available to fill in, and that may have something to offer that you are not receiving now. And this may be one of those contracts that you might find that there are a lot of people with a great deal more reach. And I suggest that sometime in the future, you consider that something that might have been beneficial 20 years ago, or even 15 years ago, might not still be the best way to go. So just a thought that.
Thank you for your comment. Vice President Martin, I guess I forgot to ask all of you that. No?
I support it, the contract.
Director Duncan?
No, they do an awesome job for us. I definitely would support this. Yeah.
And I think I did ask you, did I? I haven't really got to remember, think about what I'm doing here. No comments? Okay.
Yeah, nothing further. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I do have a motion on the floor, so roll call vote, please.
Director Sewell,
Yes?
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Grasha,
Yes.
Director Duncan,
Yes.
President Wright.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion
Motion-
passes.
Thank you. Okay, item number 7, contract agreement with Lane Christensen Company for the rehab of well 26. Arden?
Nothing more to add. I think Danny did a great job, and Bassam giving you the details. It's and again, I want to remind you, this is a bit of an emergency. So, and it's more than a bit of an emergency. We do need to get this well back in service as quickly as we can.
Okay, thank you. Director Grasha, do you have any more questions on this item?
No, I just want to say that the report that was given last Thursday was excellent. I completely appreciate it. It was very helpful. I would add that it would have been probably nice to have been informed prior to the meeting. When you have a well go down, I would put that at the level of notification of the board. Certainly should have been notified that this had happened, so that we would have had time to look into the situation enough to have been ready for the meeting on Thursday, as opposed to this is not a casual event. This is something that we should have been notified about. And with that, I want to again say thank you for the great report on Thursday.
Director Duncan?
Yes.
Any questions or comments on that item for the well 26?
No, thank you.
Vice President Martin?
No questions.
Director Sewell?
No, thank you.
Okay, on that note, I will entertain a motion to approve item number 7, contract agreement with Lane Christensen Company for the rehabilitation of well 26. Authorize the general manager to do all things necessary for that contract.
So move.
Yep. I'll second it. That's fine.
Okay, I believe that was Director Grasha made it, and
Yes.
Director Duncan seconded it. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Director Sewell,
Yes?
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Grasha,
Yes, thank you.
Director Duncan,
Yes.
and President Wright.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Mid-year budget review, item number 10, and proposal for FY 2020-21 supplemental budget request.
We should be on,
What I did I forget
Number 8.
Financial statement?
no, we should have contract agreement with AECom next.
Oh, I'm going all the way down there, okay. Contract agreement with AECom for bidding period support services for their regional water reclamation facility. Arden?
Nothing more to add. It's, again, pretty simple. I mean, it makes sense that we would have the design firm be the person or the contact agency to answer questions for the bidding documents. And the more we can be clear up front with those documents or with the bidder, the more chance we're going to be that they're going to sharpen their pencil and give us a better bid. So that's our recommendation.
Okay. Ivan, do you have any comments?
No, thank you.
Randy?
No, I'm anxious to see this thing break ground.
Russ?
No comment.
Steve?
Yeah, I think this is the kickoff. I might be wrong. We may have approved something else in the same vein as this, but it feels like this is the beginning of something great that this district has been working toward for decades, plural. And it is exciting to be on the board at a time when this looks like it's going to finally happen for our ratepayers and those that depend on us for their sewer services. So it's exciting to be able to vote for this. And if I can, make the motion.
Did I ask everybody? Yes, you may make the motion. Go for it.
Then I don't have the agenda open, but then I would like to move the item, and thank you for that.
Okay, so number 8, Director Grusha is moving number 8, contract agreement with AECom for bidding period support services for the regional water reclamation facility. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call vote, please.
Director Sewell,
Yes?
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Grusha,
Yes.
Director Duncan,
Yes.
President Wright.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
Thank you. Number 9. Now we're on to accept the audit financial statements for year ending June 30th, 2020. Who's going to do? Anybody have anything to Arden? You have anything to say or have?
Nothing other than I want everybody clear that you don't have to pass this, you accept it, is what the vote would be. So with that said,
That's a good
I'll let
point.
Matt and I are here for questions if you have any.
Okay, so we'll start with Director Grusha. Any questions on number 9?
Hold on a second. Yeah, well, as you know, I had some issues with the way that final aspect of that was handled. So, and it didn't seem like there was any interest in pursuing that area of the audit. So I'll have trouble voting for it. But thank you for the question.
Okay, well, it's an acceptance, not an approval. Anyway, okay, Director Duncan?
No comments.
Vice President Martin?
Nothing more.
Director Sewell?
Yeah, I thought it was a great presentation on Thursday, and no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I will entertain a motion just to approve.
Accept.
I'll make the motion to
Accept.
accept.
Wait a minute. I gotta get the right thing. To accept is recommend to approve. On my agenda is the verbiage. So do I use the word accept or approve?
On my agenda, it's accept, not approve.
Oh, for number 9.
Review and
Okay.
accept.
It is, you're right, number 9. Okay, sorry, number 9 is accept. So I will entertain motion to accept audited financial statements for the year June 30th, 2020.
So move.
Or let Russ Martin make the motion. I'll second it.
Okay. Roll call vote, please.
Director Sewell,
Yes?
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Grusha,
No.
Director Duncan,
Yes.
President Wright.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
It was a very good audit report. The district is in fine shape, and I think our auditor did a great job on answering questions and on doing the audit. I think he understood what our district does and what it's about. So I think it was a good audit. Number 10, mid-year budget review and proposed FY 2020-21 supplemental budget request.
Matt and I are here to answer questions. The good news is that we are financially very, very stable, and that's good. That doesn't come by accident, and so we. It's nice that it's worked out that way, and I don't know if you have any questions. Matt and I are here to answer.
Director Grusha, any questions on that supplemental budget request?
Well, there's some troubling things added in here that I can't support. So other than
So you
that,
don't have any questions about those items?
no reason to belabor it.
Okay, that's fine. Director Duncan?
No, my only question is, can you make it bigger next year so we can read it without
I know, I don't know. I'm just trying to find the item in my, this.
We might have dropped him.
Vice President Martin, did I ask you?
No, but I concur with Director Duncan that you need a magnifying glass to read the documents. So it'd be helpful if we had them larger so we could read them.
Well, what I'm concerned is the motion. Is I don't know exactly what it is we're motioning, except for it's called the supplemental budget request. So I was kind of.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am.
Matt McHugh needs to make a comment.
He needs to. Thank you. I think you do. Matt.
If I may, Madam President, good afternoon, members of the board. Just a quick recap of the changes, and it goes along with what you're referring to as the motion. They are summarized in the packet on page, sorry, let me scroll to it.
202, I believe.
They are summarized. Yes, it is page 202. Thank you.
I was looking for that page, this thing right here.
There are several line item operating budget increases that sum up to $765,600, summarized in the first part of the page. In the middle part of the page, there is $254,000 related to classification, compensation, and benefits.
Okay, there it is.
And a quick recap of those are the COLA adjustment from March 31st to November 30th. The impact of that is about $209,000. There is a new salary matrix, which does include that COLA adjustment, included in the packet as well. That has no fiscal impact, as the adoption of that salary matrix will not change anybody's range or level. That happens via the evaluation and promotion process. There is a proposal to unfreeze the merit adjustments. This would take everybody back to the point where they were scheduled to receive a merit adjustment prior to the freeze and compensate them for that and catch them up. And there is also a $45,000, somewhat of a placeholder item for the GM salary. Again, all of these are not, you are not acting to implement these increases. These are just increases to the budget, of which management actually implements the increases. And then there are $1.9 million worth of capital budget increases that we went over as part of the presentation that are recapped at the bottom of that same page.
Would it be too much maybe to recap the capital improvements part of the budget? Just real quick. I could pull the item up and try to read it faster than, but believe me, it might take me. I have it open. I just you settled my nerves on a few things there, and I wondered if we could review the capital maybe.
There's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 5 projects in the capital budget increases.
Name them off real quick, or I'll try to find them. But I'm clumsy trying to find them here.
First one is the well 26 rehab, which is an increase to an existing job. That's $107,500.
All right.
The second one is a cloth media filtration at the Horton wastewater treatment plant for $1.5 million. The third one is chopper pumps at Horton wastewater treatment plant as well, $257,000. The fourth one is the MuniCode website project, $31,000, and the fifth one is the MuniCode agenda project for $20,000. All of those combined for a total of $1.915 million.
Okay, and the placeholder number, as you referred to it, wouldn't be instituted unless the board approved it separately. As I recall, that was for the general manager's contract, but then maybe I got that part wrong again.
Yes, sir. The only action that can change the GM salary is board action.
Okay, good. Then you settled all my nerves. Thank you very much.
Okay, great. Director Duncan?
No more questions.
Vice President Martin?
No questions.
Director Sewell?
No, thank you.
Okay, so I will entertain a motion to adopt item number 10, mid-year budget review and proposed FY 2020-21 supplemental budget request.
So moved.
Is that Ivan?
Second it.
Okay, Ivan and Russ, okay. Roll call vote, please.
Director Sewell,
Yes.
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Gracia,
Yes.
Director Duncan,
Yes.
President Wright.
Aye,
Thank you. Motion passes.
thank you. Item number 11, Regional Water Reclamation Facility.
Nothing
Manager,
new,
do you have any more on that one?
nothing new, President Wright. Nothing new since we presented that information to you on Thursday.
Okay, Director Gracia, do you have any questions on number 11?
No questions, thank you.
Director Duncan,
No, thank you.
Director Sewell,
No, thank you.
Vice President Martin?
No questions.
Okay, item number 12, which would be our consent, well, the consent agenda, which is item 12, 13, and 14. Nobody wanted to pull anything on Thursday. Any board members want to pull either any one of those items today for discussion? Okay. Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
Oh, wait, I have a comment.
Okay, I have a motion. Did I have a second? Who seconded it?
I did second it.
Okay,
but
you seconded. Okay, that's fine. So go ahead and ask your
Then I
question.
had a,
That's fine. You seconded it. Ask your question.
there, but this probably is the right spot. This is about regarding the minutes.
Yes.
Good grief, now I have to find them. There was a comment in there attributed to me that I did not make. And I can't even find the minutes here.
The minutes would be on page page 12, or the item number 12. I guess it's not page 12. No.
So page 206 through,
You are very good at that part.
Yes, it is. It's 206, starting with which meeting was it? The study session or the board meeting? Or the workshop, I guess. Do we have the workshop on?
No, it was the meeting.
Well, you can make the motion with changing whatever that was. I don't know.
I think I've got I think getting warm. Maybe not. Oh God.
Is it that big of a deal?
Well, it was completely opposite of what I remembered saying. So I'd hate to be on the official record as being.
Well, it's actually, the minutes are taken off of the recording, so.
Oh, yeah. This kind of seems silly after all that. Under director's comments, I guess, it says Director Gracia, and this is where it gets, Director Gracia announced he would like another workshop to discuss the new admin building. And I recall specifically saying that I'll never support a new admin building. That I would, and I tried to sneak in a new name for a facility that certainly is in need. But I was specific in not referring to it as an admin building. An operations center.
Meeting? Are you talking?
Yeah, I can call it an operations center. I could call it a special services building, but I don't think as we move this forward that it's in the interest of this project to refer to it as big government. So
Well, what is it that you want to change in the minutes?
well,
Anything you want?
I did not ask for a workshop to discuss a new administration building. So,
Okay, you don't remember that. Okay,
well,
that's fine. We can check
asked-
on that. So you made the motion. Did you say you made the motion, correct? Or no, you seconded it? You seconded.
Well, this was during my director's comment, when you actually set the meeting for this special meeting to talk about a new facility. And when I made that request, I referred to it as a special services building. And I
Okay.
was specific to call it, to say I had no interest in building a new administration
Okay,
center.
special service. Okay, got it. So who made that motion? Director Duncan? Who made that motion?
I don't know, but I'll take credit for it.
Vice President Martin.
Pardon?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes.
Vice President Martin made the motion. Director
Yes.
Gracia seconded.
Okay, Vice President Martin, would you like to amend your motion to add that he said special services building in the minutes instead of admin building?
I would be willing to put off that adjustment until we confirm one way or the other.
Okay, well, how
That's
about
what he said.
whatever the videotape says? How about that?
Right, right.
Okay. Okay, so that's the motion.
Yes.
So, okay. So Director Gracia, you seconded that motion?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll second
Roll
that.
call vote, please. For
Director
the consent agenda. Thank
Director Sewell,
Yes.
Vice President Martin,
Yes.
Director Gracia,
Yes.
Director Duncan,
Yes.
President Wright.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion passes.
So
Thank you.
maybe we can make a time to address what we were going to call this new potential facility. Might be 3 meetings like we did with the wastewater treatment plant.
Thank you. I found it interesting that the minutes, when I first saw the minutes in the middle of this agenda, I thought that that they were the agendas for those 2 meetings somehow got stuck in the middle of this. And then I realized after I started reading it that they are the minutes. So that's an interesting way of doing it. That, no, thanks. It kind of works pretty good too. I just didn't notice that it wasn't an agenda at first until I started reading it. So thank you. Okay, director's reports. That's what I was looking for now. Who would like to give a report on that? Found it. Okay. Tribal. So Vice President Martin, do you want to go
Yes.
first? And you got most of them? Okay, thanks.
Okay. On the 1st of December, attended a city council meeting. The majority of time was spent discussing 2 ordinances that are working their way through the process concerning cannabis entertainment facilities and cannabis hotels. That's going to increase the tax base for the city. On the 2nd of December, I attended the Agua Caliente Water Authority Board meeting. There was a new election of officers. I say new election, but we re-elected all the officers that were previously with Art Bunce, who's an attorney specializing in tribal water rights, and Don Chilito, who's vice chair, were reappointed as chair and vice chair. On the 3rd of December, Desert Valley Builders Association, Desert Valley Builders Association Legislative Forum. One item of discussion was residential and commercial development in the Coachella Valley, particularly Palm Springs area, was described as booming right now. They've got more development during this COVID crisis than they've had in previous years. So it was kind of an interesting discussion. Let's see. On the 10th, Desert Valley Builders Association board meeting, nothing of interest to report there. On the 14th, Cabot's board meeting, again, nothing too earth-shaking to report during that meeting. On the 15th, Riverside County Board of Supervisors meeting. Significant time was spent discussing, of course, the COVID-19 issues. It's interesting listening to people come in and comment on that. Very, very bizarre. A lot of time is taken up discussing that issue at the supervisors meeting. There was also a renewal of the revised local emergency declaration for Riverside County due to 3 issues: the bark beetle infestation in the Idlewild and Pine Cove area, also the citrus greening disease attacks the citrus growers, and the Pierce's disease attacking the vineyards. The bark beetle, of course, was close to home because we suffered from that when I lived in Lake Arrowhead, and that was a primary contributing factor to the raging wildfires that hit the San Bernardino County mountains, in which in Lake Arrowhead alone, they lost 350 homes a few years ago due to the bark beetle. Then on the 16th, I took my sexual harassment prevention training, and I passed. Don't anybody express shock, I passed. That's all I have.
Thank you. Director Sewell?
Yes. On December 2nd and 3rd, I attended the virtual AQUA conference. I thought the conference was good, but it has had a lot less breakout sessions than the typical in-person conference. There were some very interesting keynote presentations. Tim Quinn spoke, as did Wade Crowfoot. Sigma was brought up lightly during one session about future climate models. They stressed its importance as longer periods of drought were predicted. One breakout session I attended was on post-election analysis. They were very optimistic. We'll see more funding. It was similar to what Laura had mentioned last Thursday. And then my favorite session was a communications program. Irvine Ranch was one of the main presenters, and they showcased how they've been creating virtual tours and workshops to continue their outreach during COVID. And I know Victoria has worked and created a few different videos that have been on our social media, and I hope we can continue to add to them. I think they draw more attention than just static images, and I think the videos would be good. One, I had an idea of, as we start our construction of the regional plant, maybe we can do some kind of time lapse or video just showing our ratepayers what we're working on. Even like the video last week that Danny showed on the well rehab. I think little clips, things like that, that we can add to our social media could showcase to our ratepayers, you know, what we're doing and keep them abreast on the value we provide. But overall, good conference, and that's the only event I have to report.
Great, thank you. Director Duncan?
Yeah, I've got a couple here. December 1st, Desert Water Agency meeting. They started out with a nice resolution and appreciation to Craig Ewing, who's retired from their board. Made a very nice presentation to him. He was very grateful for it. And they don't have numbers. They're not sending out 218 notices, nothing like that, but they are looking at a future rate study for rates there in DWA territory. On the 15th DWA meeting, they were talking about Shasta and Lake Orville, a lot lower than average, even though there's really not a formal drought going on like there was several years ago. Their levels are way down. Mission Creek has gotten no recent deliveries, and this was in December. I don't know what recent was, but in the past several months. And we were scheduled to get none until sometime 2021. After listening to their meeting today, we have not got any deliveries yet into the Mission Creek subbasin. Danny Friend, are you on here? I see Danny Friend, there you go. I believe it was Danny Friend's idea or doing or arrangement that got the lease with Enterprise going. They are now starting down the same path. They've leased 4 vehicles starting with customer service trucks. But they see the value in that. So obviously you are kind of a little trendsetter. And then they welcome Director Ortega. I also got the opportunity during public comment to go in and welcome their new director, Director Ortega, to their board. Now this is actually next month's report because it was a January meeting, but just for everybody's info, for Desert Water Agency, Kristen Bloomer is the president this year. Jim Chaffee is the vice president. Joe Stewart is their secretary treasurer. For CVWD, repeating again this year, John Powell as president. Costello Estrada is their vice president. So just to let everybody know where they are in their executive committees. And I'll give the actual January report in February, but just thought I'd throw out those two little tidbits. And that is all I have.
Okay, and I think that's all we all have.
Madam President,
Yes,
before we move on, I had somebody join the meeting late who would like to make public comment.
okay,
You let me know when you're ready for that.
okay.
If I could clear the record, it was actually Basal Alzheimer that made that, came up with the idea of running or leasing vehicles through Enterprise. I wanted to give credit where credit's due. Thank you.
I'm back. I lost that comment from Danny Friend, but I'll get it later.
He said Bassam was also involved.
Yeah, he was instrumental in that process.
Okay, well, actually, looking at the agenda right now, I will allow public comment right now.
Thank you, Madam President.
Okay,
will the
let me,
speaker with
before we plug them in, Dory, let me read this.
Okay.
This is the opportunity for members of the public to address the board on matters within the board's jurisdiction. Please limit comments to 3 minutes or less. Okay, now you may begin.
Okay. Well, the speaker with the phone number ending in 5917, you have the floor, 3 minutes.
Okay, hello, good afternoon. My name is Ernesto Frias and I live in Campanero Road, right behind your water plant. And I wanted to bring up to the board an issue about a contamination and the smell that is coming out of the water treatment facility that you guys have right behind my house. I spoke with somebody last week in regards to the issue, and the person I talked to, I believe his name was Chris. He explained that you guys added 3 new ponds last year, and then you guys were having issues with some of the circulation of the water, and I guess some filters needed to be put in. I wanted to, express my frustration about the smell. Yourself, my kids can come out to the backyard, even in front. It's very difficult to be outside, especially in today's times. Having the ability of being outside with your family and kids is a little bit important. And right now we don't get that. I have to admit that the smell has gotten worse lately. So I don't know if that, if anything changed, in the past 3-4 weeks in that area. I also can speak with families that go to the park, and they also don't wanna go to the park because of the smell. And in everything that comes with that, birds, there is dogs flying all over. They come into my backyard, they swim in my pool. So whatever contaminants that water has, they're bringing it into my house, and mosquitoes and a lot of things. So I would like, for the board to try to see if there is a solution to this matter. And, and that's what I want to express today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting us know. Yes, I agree. We don't want any smells. So thank you for letting us know. Arden, would you make sure that this gentleman is got his questions answered and stuff outside the meeting, because we can't answer the questions at the meeting. So
But this gentleman needs to contact or give us his contact information, and we will do what we can. Yes.
okay, there must be more
But
people there. I know winter time. I know that the treatment plant sometimes has, the smells worse because they don't get the UV. But anyway, so
Well, we
okay,
need to-
so I think
I'll
in the
have Danny-
background, Laura, I
Yes.
think in the background you can get his info, right?
Yes, ma'am, we will get his info. I do believe this customer sent an email as well, so I've got his email address.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for listening to me.
You're welcome. Okay, item number 6, general manager's report.
I don't have anything.
We, you scooted by director's comments.
No, that was director's reports.
Yeah, and there's no space for director's comments.
Yeah, it is on there now. There is. Yes,
Oh.
there is.
Not on my agenda. All right.
It's not even a number, but it's on there.
Okay.
It's there this time, okay? So first, general manager's report.
Okay.
I don't have anything to report today.
Okay, then we have a financial report.
Nothing.
We did that on Thursday.
We did. So I guess I should ask Director Grasha, do you have any questions on that financial report, on the financial report?
No, thank you.
Director Duncan?
No, ma'am.
Director Sewell?
No, thank you.
Vice President Martin?
No questions.
Okay, we will go to District Council report.
And I gave my report on Thursday. And we
Okay,
have no closed session today.
Okay, thank you. Now we have director's comments. So Director Grasha.
Yes, now I see it. I don't know how come how it
It
moves.
wasn't
around.
there on Thursday, you're right.
Yeah.
It's there here, though. It's there today.
Appreciate that. Last week, I posted some words about some help that we received from Desert Water Agency, and there was some consternation, I guess, within the agency about my doing so. And I just wanted to address that real quickly, that when I don't know if all of you received the same information that I do. I don't know if you knew that there was a mutual aid call out in response to the issue that we had. I wasn't informed of that, and I felt that that was an important distinction between an average issue that we were going to deal with and be able to take care of internally, and it takes all on a whole new level for me anyway as one director when mutual aid is once that's engaged. I think that in itself deserves to be part of the report to directors. So I didn't get that when I was at at the Desert Water Agency's board meeting and found out all the work that they had done to help us along. I was grateful for it, and at the same time saddened that I didn't hear about it before from our own staff, as opposed to having to find out about it at another district's board meeting. So that was the reason that I went to an extra step to say thank you to them for the work that they did. Also, on Thursday, there was a statement made about a court case, and I wasn't allowed to respond to it. And I think it's important that we clean up the issues that were raised. I was sued by this board and its president. I asked for aid in defending that lawsuit and was denied. And when that lawsuit was heard in court, it was summarily dismissed by the court, and nothing in that case was proven to be true. And anyone that claims anything else is wrong. And anyone that sticks to claiming that is a liar. So with that, I thank you very much and look forward to your comments.
Director Duncan.
You know, I'm not going to get into a childish banter. I'm not even going to reply to that. He wasn't even at court. He got up and walked out. He doesn't know what happened that day. So no, I'm not even going to reply.
Okay, any other comments besides that?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Director Sewell.
No comments. Thank you.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn. Okay, I got a couple things here. First of all, JPIA Executive Committee election notice. They're looking for people who would like to be on the Executive Committee of JPIA, Aqua JPIA. Region 9, Aqua Region 9, there's a board vacancy. If anybody's interested, I imagine if you got a hold of Dory, she could get you the information on how to do that. Very nice, thank you. I like the insert in my bill. Thank you very much. Nice one. Good. Thank you, Victoria. It's very good. Okay, so I have a comment here that I read. Okay, I'm disappointed that I have to take the time to deal with board member childish, unsubstantiated rants about this district and staff in order to keep some decorum in the boardroom. I'm getting tired of Director Gracia's unnecessary angry outbursts at board meetings for no reason, with no evidence or backup materials, nothing but words. It makes one wonder if he's trying to harm MSWD, especially since all his allegations have no truth or merit. You should be ashamed of yourself. You have the obligation to fulfill an oath of office that you took and promised your constituents that you would take this job seriously and you would always be truthful to them. As far as I'm concerned, and from what I've heard and seen, you have violated that public trust. Section 12 of our Board of Directors handbooks has a procedure for formal and informal sanctions of board members who violate our ethics standards. And as a board, this gives us the opportunity or the authority to decide the level of sanctions to be implemented in relation to the violations. I know you voted for that handbook, so I'm hoping that you read it. Director Gracia, we have given you time to get acquainted with MSWD and how this agency is run, and to get answers to all your concerns. But you haven't done that. Instead, you play gotcha with us at board meetings and just make things up, which is very disturbing to our meetings, and it must stop. I can see that if it was the truth, but it's not, and it's easy to fact check. And so I hope everybody fact checks. So please, could you control yourself at our meetings? And let's all work together for the betterment of the entire community. I'd like to thank everyone, and meeting adjourned.